And then you got Rosario Dawson appearing in The Mandalorian Season 2 as Ahsoka Tano. She's going to show Din Djarin what someone fully trained in the Jedi arts is capable of doing.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince and I'm an urban acolyte. In this video, I want to tell y'all why I think Season 2 of The Mandalorian is going to set up at least 2 new Star Wars Rebels sequel shows. Now, if you remember back in March, I shared my opinion about The Mandalorian Season 2 and how it would set up some spin-off shows. And I wasn't thrilled about that idea. So if you didn't see that video, hey, hit the card so that you can see the video that I'm talking about. But anyway, since I posted that video, a lot of stuff has happened between the news about Temeura Morrisson potentially appearing as both Boba Fett and Captain Rex. And then you got Katee Sakhoff showing up in Season 2 as Bo-Katan Kryze. That's the character she voiced in the Clone Wars and in Star Wars Rebels. And then you got Rosario Dawson appearing in The Mandalorian Season 2 as Ahsoka Tano. And I have some new information about Ahsoka appearing in Season 2 coming later. But before I get too deep into the stuff I'm trying to put out in this video, I just want to say that if you're new here, I'm talking about Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and the hero's journey on this channel. And if you want to be part of this urban acolyte community, click that subscribe button. And if you want notifications from my channel, make sure you ring that bell. Also, to y'all who've been part of this community for a hot minute, I'm going to be posting new videos on Sundays and Wednesday afternoons, but sometimes I may post an extra video. So make sure you have the notification set to all so you don't miss anything. But okay, let's get back to The Mandalorian and these spin-off shows. Now, in the 2 videos that I posted last week, I talked a lot about Season 2 of The Mandalorian and how it would probably be picking up with the Mandalorian Civil War that began with the Siege of Mandalore at the conclusion of the Clone Wars and continued in Sabine Wren's arcs in Seasons 2, 3, and 4 of Star Wars Rebels. Now, Moff Gideon reveals that the Siege of Mandalore was crushed by the Empire. Season 1 of The Mandalorian picks up with the story about the aftermath of the Mandalorian Civil War. And throughout the first season, we learned that a purge happened that drove the Mandalorians underground. In the finale, we learned from Din Djarin that Moff Gideon was an ISB agent serving the Empire on Mandalore. And although we still do not know the details of the Great Purge, it is not too much of a leap to assume that Moff Gideon played some part in the purge, especially when he uses the Darksaber to cut himself out of his crashed TIE fighter in the epilogue of the Season 1 finale episode. Heading into Season 2, I believe that The Mandalorian is going to pick up with this cliffhanger that Moff Gideon served up to us in the last episode. We've already had rumors about Bo-Katan Kryze showing up in Season 2, played by her voice actress, Katee Sakhoff. There was also the huge rumor that Rosario Dawson will be playing Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian and possibly another live-action Star Wars show. Now, I know I said these are rumors because there's not been an official confirmation, but multiple sources are reporting this information, and Katee Sakhoff already filmed her scenes for The Mandalorian before the studios shut down in March. Now, what is the significance of both Ahsoka Tano and Bo-Katan Kryze appearing in The Mandalorian in Season 2? Well, in the Filoni-verse, as I call it, or small screen Star Wars, I don't believe Dave Filoni just does things at random for no reason. We just saw the conclusion of the Clone Wars series end with the Siege of Mandalore and the Night of 1,000 Tears. These events were referenced by Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and both Ahsoka Tano and Bo-Katan Kryze were present at those events as allies. Now, based on what we're seeing, this is totally a speculation on my part, what I'm about to say, but I think Ahsoka and Bo-Katan may end up teaming up to take back the Darksaber and to restore Mandalore. I mean, if you think about it, Bo-Katan turned to the Jedi for help in ousting Maul and restoring Mandalore. Order 66 happened, and the Mandalorians were given a choice to join the Empire or be viewed as enemies of the Empire. House Saxon seized power, and this laid the seeds for the Mandalorian Civil War that started in Star Wars Rebels. Now, during that whole deal, Ahsoka was sitting on Malachor waiting for the right time to emerge from her self-imposed exile. Now, here's the question for y'all to think about. So Ahsoka participated in the siege of Mandalore. She was there when Order 66 went down and the Empire basically laid waste to the Mandalorians. She comes out of this exile and Sabine is giving her the lowdown on all the galactic events from the time Ahsoka went dark until we see her again after the smoke is cleared following the Galactic Rebellion in the original saga movies. So my question is this. How would Ahsoka react when Sabine tells her, yeah, so I found the Darksaber and I helped lead the Mandalorian Civil War. I gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan to lead Mandalore against the Empire. And then the purge happened and all of a sudden all the Mandalorians disappeared. Have you thought about the fact that this probably happened when Sabine was hanging out on Lothal and that her family may have also been wiped out during the Mandalorian purge? How would she feel about it? And how would Ahsoka feel about not being there to possibly help Bo-Katan lead a second siege of Mandalore? Now, I'm asking those questions because the word on the street is that Ahsoka isn't just going to make a cameo in The Mandalorian, but she's going to show up and show out. I'm talking about Leku swinging when Ahsoka's flying through the air, swinging a blue lightsaber, maybe against Moff Gideon in his full forces. Who knows? We have very little details on what exactly Ahsoka is doing in the episode or episodes that she will appear in, but she's going to show Din Djarin what someone fully trained in the Jedi arts is capable of doing. So to see Ahsoka Tano in action on the live screen, hey y'all, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it, especially if Lauren Marie Kim is pulling off the fight scenes the same way she did the motion capture fight with Ray Park for the Phantom Apprentice episode in the Clone Wars. And this is like a side note, but while I was looking up Lauren Marie Kim, it turns out that she already did stunt work for The Mandalorian. She did the Armorer's fight scene. And if you need another example of her fine work, hey, just take a look at Elektra's fight scenes on the Netflix Marvel shows. That was all her. And she's Ahsoka Tano. So, are you getting stoked to see those Ahsoka fights knowing that the same person who did the fights in the Clone Wars is probably going to be doubling for Rosario Dawson and probably every live action iteration of the Ahsoka Tano character? But okay, let's get back on topic and stop geeking out about martial arts stunt performers because I'm actually going somewhere with all of this that I'm telling y'all right now. Okay, I was saying that Ahsoka Tano and Bo Katan share this connection with the restoration of Mandalore. They worked together during the siege of Mandalore during the Clone Wars. Star Wars Rebels picked up with that storyline when Sabine Wren returned the Darksaber to Bo-Katan, but Ahsoka was off on Malachor hanging out. And by Ahsoka entering the story and picking up with that arc, it now ties all those stories together, which connects Ahsoka to what's going on with the Mandalorians. Now, I started out this video talking about two shows that I can probably see being spin-offs from this season on The Mandalorian. We know that an animated series is coming that will be some kind of a sequel to Star Wars Rebels. And I have a feeling that this will involve Sabine Wren and Ahsoka Tano playing some part in the restoration of Mandalore along with Bo-Katan. And what would the second spin-off be? Well, there's rumors about a casting call for an older Ezra Bridger and Thrawn. If Sabine and Ahsoka are also supposed to be looking for Ezra, I can imagine a second show involving an older Ahsoka at a later point in the timeline where they engage in the story that Timothy Zahn is setting up in his Thrawn series that details the Chiss Ascendancy's fight against the Grisk out in the unknown regions. Now, between the time that I started planning this video and recording it, there's another rumor about an Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum series that would take place between the time at the end of the Ahsoka Tano novel, where Ahsoka begins working for Bail Organa as Fulcrum, and the time when she first appears at the end of season 1 of Star Wars Rebels. Right now there's so many rumors out there, but for now, I'm going to say that Ahsoka's appearance in season 2 of The Mandalorian is going to be a test to see if the popularity of the character is enough to launch some other projects that will involve the former Jedi in ways that will continue to build the Filoniverse projects on Disney+. Also, I wanted to say more about this Ezra Bridger thing, but I think I'm going to stop right there. I know Josh over at the Den of Nerds is really geeking out over Ezra showing up in a live action project, And I have some thoughts on that topic too. I actually considered making a response to some of the stuff that he said because I disagreed with some of it, even though I am also a big fan of Ezra Bridger. And if you guys want me to respond to Josh over at the Den of Nerds, use hashtag Den of Nerds response in the comments so I'll see it. And go check out his video about live action Ezra Bridger to let him know that I'm going to respond to that video. But anyway, hey, this is where I want to hear from you guys about this topic. So, I mean, how do you feel about Ahsoka Tano showing up to wreck shop in an episode of The Mandalorian? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll be checking back to see what y'all have to say. Also, don't forget that my regular upload schedule is going to be Wednesdays and Sunday afternoons. So be on the lookout for my next video then, and enable those notifications just in case I post an extra video outside of that regular schedule. Also, while you wait on my next video, hey, be sure to check out this video on the Rock's role in the DCEU, or you can check out this other video on the reasons why Boba Fett is probably back in Star Wars. But anyway, that's all I got for now, so thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing. May the force of others be with you. Always.